Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing today? I hope you are good. In today's recipe, we'll be making Nigerian Agege bread. Here in Nigeria, we eat this bread with beans, with Akara, with Ewa Agoyin, with stew. This is a very healthy version of Agege bread. No bromate involved. First, let's grease our pans. These are the pans I'll be using to make this bread. And it's important you grease it with butter or oil so that the bread will not stick to it. I also grease the lid of the pan all over the pans, and I'll set this aside. Then in my bowl I will add in flour, bread flour or all-purpose flour, which one that is available to you. I added in bread improver. You can get this from where you got the flour. They have it in sachets as well. And I add in nutmeg powder, just a little, for a unique flavoring and taste. Now I come in with milk flavor. This milk flavor is very important for agege bread. It gives it another taste. And I come in with the sugar and the yeast. Observe, I didn't pour them all together, and the salt, because I don't want the salt to kill the yeast. And I'll mix all this in properly to combine. Mix all the dry ingredients in properly. And I'll come in with water. This is room temperature water. It's not hot. Hot water will kill the yeast, and we are in a warm region, so no need for warm water. I'll mix all this in with my spatula. At first, it might seem it won't mix in, but remember that the yeast is also a wet ingredient, and with time, it will absorb the flour. Now, I came in with the melted butter. If you're using a stand mixer, this is not the time to add this, but because we'll be kneading with the hands, I brought it in at this point so that I'll know if I need to add in more water. And with my hands, I'll keep bringing it together. If after a minute or two of bringing this together, it's still very dry, you might need to add in a little water, but be careful so that you don't overdo it, because we don't want a high hydration dough. I'll transfer this to my work surface for easier kneading, and I use different methods of kneading for this recipe. Now I'm kneading the normal kneading, where you'll be turning it with one hand and kneading with the other hand. At this point, this dough can tear easily, does not develop any gluten. We are working on it to develop gluten. This will help it to rise well in the oven. Here is another kneading method I use when the dough is a bit large. I knead with both hands. I alternate all these kneading methods depending on the mood I am in. Kneading is actually therapeutic. It will help develop your muscles. Let's work on the muscles in the kitchen. This is another method of kneading where I'll be hitting the dough on my work surface. This will help it to develop the gluten. You can see it's very stretchy now and is well kneaded. And when I poke it in, it will bounce back easily without leaving a dent. And it's softer to the hands as well. This took me about 5 to 10 minutes to get it to this point. I'll roll it into a bowl, and we'll have to divide this. First, we'll measure it. We want to know the accurate measurement for each pan. And I got 1198, and we'll be dividing this into 2 equal parts, which will give me 599 for each pan. You can actually use between 500 to 600 for this pan. I'm using the 8x4 pan size, and you keep cutting to get the actual measurement. This is where a kitchen scale comes in very handy. And having divided it, I will spread out a little flour to my work surface. I'll bring in the dough with the seam up and I'll stretch it out with my fingers gently. This flour will help it to have a binding first at the outer part. Spread it out as much as you can, also considering the size of your pan. And now we'll be folding this. You fold it in and tuck it in. Please observe what I'm doing. Tuck it in properly. See how elastic this dough is. It will rise very well because it was well kneaded. Tuck it in. Then I'll turn it to the other side and pinch it well. Roll it over and just tuck the sides in well. This will help the air not to escape from the dough when I'm proofing it. And I'll transfer this into my already buttered pan. You can use oil, you can use butter. This will help the bread not to stick when it's coming out from the oven. I'll cover the pan with the cover, but I wouldn't cover it completely because I want to see how it's rising. And we'll repeat the same process again. The more you do this, the perfect you get with it. They say practice makes perfect. This bread is so good, it's so delicious. My entire family prefer me making bread at home than buying from outside. You can also do it. It's not as difficult as you might think. You keep practicing and you'll get better with time. We'll pinch it also, and we'll be sending it to its own pan also. We'll be covering this and allow it to proof between 40 minutes to 1 hour. I didn't close it up completely so that I can easily monitor it. When you allow it to rise and fill the pan, when you send it to the oven, it will overflow. Before it rises to fill the pan, we'll cover it completely and send it to the oven. And now I'll be sending it to the oven. I've been preheating my oven for 10 minutes now. Check the specifications of your oven to know how long you need to preheat. We'll be baking this at 180 degrees Celsius for 35 to 40 minutes. And after 20 minutes, I'll just turn it to the other side so that all parts of the bread will cook well. Here comes our bread right from the oven. You will have to take it off from the pan immediately so that it doesn't start sweating. And you heat it to make allowance for the bread to fall off easily. We grease this pan so it wouldn't be a difficult one coming out from the pan. You heat both sides of the pan and easily it will fall out from the pan. Here is our delicious agege bread. This bread is so nice, it's so delicious, and it's soft. Now we'll be cutting this. We allowed it to cool for about 30 minutes before cutting this so it can have some gripping power. And here is a slice. This is the chewy bread. It's not that fluffy. You press it in, it goes right in. It's the chewy type of bread and it's so nice. Please subscribe to my channel. Please also like and share my videos. I hope you make this. What do you think about this recipe? Leave me a comment. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.